I'm back, bitches.
Talking about shit in Formula 1 that nobody likes, it's in a nutshell!
The next team in our lineup of things in F1 nobody likes is none other than the most well-known team on the grid, British Racing Motors. Just joking. It's none other than Scuderia Ferrari, the brainchild of this big-nosed Italian Enzo Ferrari. You'd think he would have had luxury and fun from the day he was born till the day he died, but that's far from the truth. I'm being serious. Watch a documentary about him. It opens up another door about him. Anyway, we're here to talk about the racing division of Ferrari. Founded in 1929 in Maranello, Italy, the team was first built so that it can first compete under the Alfa Romeo name. Enzo had a squabble about this during the time he was there and ultimately told Alfa Romeo to go fuck themselves and left. In 1947, Ferrari started building their own types of cars like the Tipo 125 or the Formula 1 version, the Ferrari 125 F1. What a name changer! In the 1950s, they started their first year of Formula 1 with their top scoring driver being Alberto Ascari with 11 points, but ultimately they were beaten mercilessly by, you guessed it, Alfa Romeo. What a slap in the face that is. Ferrari ultimately showed their colours when Alberto Ascari won the Drivers' Championship twice in a row in a Ferrari car, but considering the Constructors' Championship wasn't a thing until 1958, most of it didn't matter. So let's get a rundown of all the Drivers' Championships since then. Ascari, Fangio, that's it. They didn't win the Constructors' Championship until 1961, where Phil Hill and Wolfgang von Tripp showed everyone that even in 1961 the car can ultimately decide an F1 season. They proceeded to win again in 1964 with Surtees at the helm, and they won again in 75, 76, 77, 79, 82, and 83, and then nothing. Not a single Constructors' Championship for another 16 years. Absolute undisputed silence. And then Schumacher came along and ruined everyone's party. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Constructors' Championships and 5 Drivers' Championships, and not only that, Kimi Raikkonen came in and slapped McLaren in the face for stealing their shit by proceeding to go out and destroying their shit. Mid-race, Ferrari were at their best once again, like they'd always been. And then Fernando Alonso happened, and also Felipe Massa. And Vettel isn't really doing shit either, so that's that. And so, the Ferrari story continues on. But the way it's looking right now, we'll have to wait for a miracle for something like that to happen again. So, as we wait, we'll watch this handicapped horse slowly trundle its way into a prancing one. I'll give it about 10 years tops.